So we are discussing from 7th canto today, 11th chapter, text 29 onwards. Okay. Right? No, sorry, 29 we have done. 30th onwards we are going to. Yesterday we did till we did this section which was till 29, the duties of chaste wife, a woman, Istri Dharma. Okay, now from 30th to 35, Narad Muni will describe the dharma of mixed varnas. Okay, so we will read the shloka 30th. Okay, वृत्ति संकर जातीनां तत्तत्कुलकृता भवेत् अचौराणां पापानां अंत्यजान्ते वसायिनां. Word to word meaning: vritti, occupational duty; shankar, jatinam, of the mixed class of men; those other than the four divisions, tat according to their respective kul krita family tradition. Bhavet should be achauranam, not thieves by profession; apapanam, not sinful; antyajya, lower classes; antvasainam, known as antevasai or chandal. Okay. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Among the mixed classes known as Shankar, those who are not thieves are known as Antevasai or Chandals, dog eaters. Now this is first Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra, four civilized class, Varnas, proper Varnas. And now the mixed Varnas. So in that, this is the who are not thieves. They are mixed Varna, Shankar Varna, Varna Shankara, but they are not thieves. They are called Antevasai, Vasai, or Chandals, dog eaters. And they also have their hereditary customs. Purport by Shilpapa ki jai. The four principal divisions of society, Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra, have been defined. And now there is description of Antyajya, the mixed classes. Among the mixed classes, there are two divisions, Pratilomaja and Anulomaja. Okay, so if a woman of a high caste marries a man of lower caste, their union is called Pratilo. Okay, so woman is from high caste and man is from lower caste. Okay, that is called Pratiloma marriage. So like Brahmana's daughter and Kshatriya's son. Okay, so we have this kind of example. Maharaj Yayati, yeah, Maharaj Yayati Kshatriya and got married to daughter of Shukracharya, who was Brahman. Okay, so this is called Pratiloma marriage. And if a woman of low caste, however, marries a man of a higher caste, that union is called Anuloma. So the members of such dynasties have their traditional duties as barbers. Okay, so this is the members of such dynasties have their traditional duties as barbers, washermen, and so on. Among the Antyajas, those who are still somewhat pure, in that they do not steal and are not addicted to meat eating, drinking, illicit sex, gambling, are called Antevasai. So these people are even they don't do these four activities. Now we can understand. Forget about Shudras, even the Antevasai, these people who are even the mixed varnas, in that the higher people they don't engage in these four activities: meat eating, drinking, uh, intoxication, illicit sex, and gambling. Okay, and they don't steal also. They do not steal. Among people of the lower classes, intermarriage and the drinking of the wine are allowed. Lower class people, intermarriage and drinking of wine are allowed. For those people do not recognize such conduct as sinful among them, because for them it doesn't seems to be any sin. So for they can go ahead. Anyway, they have to suffer. प्रायः स्वभाव विहितो नृणां धर्मो युगे युगे वेद दृग्भिः स्मृतो राजन् प्रेत्य च शर्म कृत प्रायः जनरली स्वभाव विहितः prescribed according to one's material modes of nature, nirnam of society, dharma, the yuge yuge in every age, Ved Trigabhi, by Brahmanas well conversant in the Vedic knowledge. Smritaha recognized Rajan cooking Pretya after death, Cha and Iya here in this body, Cha also. Sharma Krita, auspicious. My dear king, Brahmanas well conversant in Vedic knowledge have given their verdict that in every age, every yuga, the conduct of different sections of people according to their material modes of nature is auspicious both in this life and after death. Conduct of different sections of people according to their material modes of nature is auspicious both this life and after. Okay, whatever is their modes, as per that modes they should act. That will be good for their. That is auspicious for them. Okay. Purport. In Bhagavad Gita 335, it is said, Shreyan Swadharmo Vignaha Paradharma Swanusthita. It is far better, this is carefully we should hear. It is far better to discharge one's prescribed duties, even though they may be faulty, than another's duties. The Antyajas, the men of the lower classes, are accustomed to stealing, drinking, and illicit sex. But that is not considered sinful. For example, if a tiger kills a man, this is not sinful. But if a man kills another man, this is considered sinful. And the tiger is hanged. And the killer is hanged. What is a what is a daily affair among the animals is a sinful act in human society. Okay. What is daily affair for animals, that is a sinful act in human society. So thus, according to the symptoms of higher and lower sections of society, there are different varieties of occupational duties. According to the experts in Vedic knowledge, these duties are prescribed in terms of the age. So this has to be understood very nicely, that as per the consciousness of the people, the rules and regulations are given. Okay, so in a general way, you can understand that a person who is taking 100 cigarettes per day and a person who is taking 10 cigarettes per day, doctor will give different instruction to both of them. Okay, so doctor will say, okay, you are taking 100, reduce 20, take 80, and the one who is taking 10, doctor will say reduce and take 5, right? So one cannot say that to other fellow doctor said take 80. That means I should also take 80. So he was taking 10, but he started taking 80, increased. Why? Because doctor said. But doctor did not say to you, doctor said to him. So that is why some people are so low graded. So for them, drinking and these kind of things are allowed. Okay. Okay. So yeah, the Antyajas, the men of the lower classes, they are accustomed for this kind of stealing and drinking. So for them it is allowed, okay, because they will not understand. So in that little modification will be given some rules, like, okay, you want to eat non-veg, so offer it to Kali at least. So, and okay, these days you don't eat, like that. So slowly, like even in Christianity, they have some kind of rules, like there is some kind of 40 days bratas are there. Those 40 days they don't eat. I think it is during Easter or like that. They don't eat any non-veg like that. And it's like that. Or some particular day they don't eat. Or some particular species they say, okay, at least this you should avoid. Like that, the different like in some other communities they were having a lot of they don't know uh, with whom to have sex, so they don't distinguish between mother, sister, and That's horrible. So for them, their um, spiritual leader gave instruction that at least some five relations you should avoid. You can marry to anyone, you can do things, but at least these five, like mother, sister, own sister, and like these 4 5 relationship, you should not invite for sex like that. So because they were so low graded, so for them that much only is given information. So that if the point is here, whatever as per their modes of material nature, whatever instruction is given to them, if they follow those instructions properly, they will upgrade themselves. Okay, so that's the system. Like you can consider that they are in the like first grade. So first grade question paper will be very easy. So but the person who is the first grade, if he can follow the question paper properly and solve it properly, then he will be upgraded to second class, second grade. Then he will come to third standard, fourth standard, like that. So one cannot say that these things are in the second class, third class, only ABCD is asked, and for me a big sentences are being asked. What is this? Because one is in the higher standard, right? So because one is in the higher standard, one has to take this, right? So a person who is already born in Brahmin, if he says, "Oh, Kali, Bali is allowed, this allowed," what is the use? You are already in the Brahmana standard. Now, why you have to downgrade? No, a person who is studying in 12th class, why he is want to attend 5th class question paper, right? You should try to think upgrade like higher classes. So this is the point. So whoever are there, as per their material modes, they should act accordingly, and rules are also given accordingly. Okay. So this thing has to be taken from a very broader perspective, considering everything properly. Okay. So these duties are prescribed in terms of the age concept. According to the age, the duties of are recommended to the people. Okay. Thus, according to the symptoms of higher and lower sections of society, there are different varieties of occupational duties. So the occupational duties are also different. Like for a person who is having guna, or which are more favorable for like a businessman community, Vaishya community. So if you ask that person that you should live like a Brahmin and you should live on charity and go and beg, he cannot do that because his modes will not support. Maybe for a few days he will be able to do that, but later he cannot do that. Right? So he has to upgrade himself, his modes he has to upgrade, and then only he can do anything. You understand? Right? So because he's in that lower grade, and that is business class. His mind, his gunas are very. He may be like more Rajoguna, so he can develop a great business. So in that way, he can give a charity to Brahmins and serve the society and do the duties of Vaishya business class properly, and then he will be upgraded to the higher class, right? So this is a thing here. You have to understand this, you know? And so that's why Bhagavad Gita shloka is quoted here by Srila Prabhupada, that it is far better to discharge one's prescribed duty. Like if one is in the modes of, but if one is in the Kshatriya standard or Sudra standard or Vaishya standard, so they should act like that. Right? They should act accordingly and they should progress themselves. They should not try to do like a Vaishya should not try to live like a Brahmin. Otherwise, it will be a problem for them. So, like that. But gradually, they should follow their rules and regulation and upgrade themselves and try to come to the level of Brahmin. And not only Brahmin, but also to the level of Vaishnavas, because Vaishnavas standard is even higher than the Brahmins. Okay, Vaishnavas are more upgraded eh, than the Brahmins. Okay, Brahmins are like Sattuguna, then Vaishnavas are like Shuddha Sattva, even higher. Okay, so one may ask this question that how I know, how would I know my prescribed? In Kali Yuga, it is very complicated to know, because even people don't know in which family they are born, whether it was a Vaishya family or Kshatriya family, and what is their prescribed duty. They don't understand their own gunas. So, because if somebody is born in a Brahmin family, he can easily become Brahmin. Like if somebody is born in doctor family, he can easily become doctor, because from birth itself he will learn a lot of things, right? And doctor father can teach basic things from the childhood only, right? So that's why olden days the system, it is not mandatory, but the system, because it is easy, right? Like if a person is doing gold work, gold work. So from child age, he can train his son in the selecting which is nice jewel, which is what, and how to make the jewelry and all those things. So by the adult age, he will be very expert, right? So it is easy to take up the things which are already there in the family tradition. So the normally it was in the olden days, in other yugas, normally the system was that Brahmin son is to take the activities of Brahmins, because they will train like that. But the point is, the training must be there. It's not like that there is no training, and just because I took birth in the Brahmin family, so I am a Brahmin. That concept came later on, which is not a scriptural concept, which is modified one. Okay, so now, um, yeah, that is the point here. One should understand that what is my modes. So olden days, they will take in such family, they will take birth in a particular family, and that family will train them. So by birth itself, that kind of sanskaras, that kind of training will be given. So they will develop that kind of modes only, which are suitable for that kind of job. But in nowadays, only one type of sanskaras are given to everybody: learn English and work and try to get a job. This is the only training is given from the child age, right? Everybody is teaching their children that somehow you learn nice English and some technology and get into a job. That means Shudra kind of mentality. Okay, so how will I know what is my occupational duty and what are my moves? So in present days, it is very easy that you just go to your guru and you ask him that, my dear Guru Maharaj, what is my occupational duties? What I am supposed to do? So what your guru says that you do these activities. So those activities become your occupational duties. So we should perform only those occupational duties and which are told by our guru, and then we will perfect ourselves, right? Because the point is not here that whether you did duties properly or not. The point is that you have followed and you have tried to follow the instruction of your guru very properly. Okay, so because of this thing, you will be upgraded. Okay, so because a Vaishya was doing his duties properly, so he will be upgraded. But if being a Brahman, a person is not doing his occupational duties properly, then that person may come down. He may become next birth as a Vaishya or even Sudra or even Kshatriya or whatever, right? So performing our occupational duty properly is very important. Okay. So in between, if you have any question, you can keep sending those questions to me over WhatsApp so that I can answer them. Okay. Okay, there is some. Okay. Okay, I saw your message. Maybe we can try it offline some of it as a testing. Okay. Okay. So text 32. वृत्त्या स्वभाव कृतया वर्तमान स्वकर्म कृत हित्वा स्वभावजं कर्म शनैर्निर्गुणतामियात् Vritya, with the profession, Swabhav Kritya, performed according to one's modes of material nature. Vartamana, existing. Swakarma Krit, executing his own work. Hitva, giving up. Swabhavajam, born from one's own modes of nature. Karma, activities. Shanai, gradually. Nirgunatam, transcendental position. Iyat, many may attain. Okay. Translation: If one acts in his profession according to his position, okay, if one acts in his profession according to his position in the modes of nature and gradually gives up these activities, he attains the niskama stage. Okay, if one gradually gives up his hereditary customs and duties and tries to serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead in his natural position, he is gradually able to become free from these activities and he attains the stage of Nishkama, freedom from activities. Okay, so if one person gradually takes to bhakti, service to Krishna, Supreme Personality of Godhead, then naturally he will become upgraded and he is gradually able to become free from these modes because all the activities now is under the modes of material nature. So he will be getting free from the and he become niskam. That is called niskam karma yoga. Okay. So 33 to 34. Upyamanam kshetram swayam निर्वीर्यतामियात् न कल्पते पुनः श्रुत्यैः उक्तं बीजं च नश्यति एवं कामाशयं चित्तं कामानामिति सेवया विरज्येत यथा राजन् अग्निवत् कामबिन्दुभिः. Upyamanam, being cultivated muhu again and again, kshetram, it feels swayam itself, nirvirya tam, barness, ya, may obtain nakalte, is not suitable, puna, again, sukte, for growing further, harvest, uttam, sown. Bijam, the seed cha, and nashyati is spoiled, even in this way, kam, ashayam, full of lusty desire, chittam, the core of the heart. Kamanam of the desirable object. Ati sevaya by enjoyment over and over again. Virjayeta may become detached. Yata just as Rajan cooking Agnivat a fire calm binduvi by small drops of clarified butter. My dear king, if an agricultural field is cultivated again and again, the power of its production decreases, and whatever seeds are sown there are lost. Okay, if an agricultural field is cultivated again and again, the power of its production decreases, and whatever seeds are sown there are lost. Just as drops of ghee on a fire never extinguish the fire, but a flood of ghee will. Okay. Similarly, overindulgence in lusty desires mitigates such desires entirely. If one continuously sprinkles drops of ghee on a fire, the fire will not be extinguished. But if one suddenly puts a lump of ghee on a fire, the fire may possibly be extinguished entirely. Similarly, those who are too sinful and have thus been born in the lower classes are allowed to enjoy spiritual activities fully. For thus, there is a chance that these activities will become detestful to them and they will get the opportunity to buy. Okay. So if it is disconnected, you can rejoin. Just 1 minute. It is impossible for a person with excessive material desire to give up desires by the rules of the Vedas rather than forward all enjoyment. Okay, one is allowed to enjoy with an honest heart and detachment will take place eventually. Examples are Yayati and Saubari. This is nice example. An example is given in 2 verses. After much cultivation, sometimes the field is not suitable for germinating seeds anymore. Sometimes the seeds which are planted are destroyed by the acidic soil. The heart in which desire resides in abundance, kama ashaya, as various impressions, gradually becomes detached. Just as a blazing fire is not reduced by adding drops of ghee but is extinguished by pouring a huge quantity of ghee on it. So indulging in a huge amount of enjoyment extinguishes the desire. So this is the example of Maharaja Yayati and Saubari. Okay, these stories will come in the 9th canto. Maharaj Yayati engaged in sense gratification and Saubari also. But later on they got the, and this, all of a sudden they became detestful in those things. All of a sudden they got this self-realization that they are engaging too much in sense gratification and they should renounce everything and they left everything. Similarly, the Pingala also, of course, she was also engaged in sinful activity, but she also got a taste all of a sudden. Now, that may not be the same case because she that day she didn't get any customer. She was a prostitute, so she all of a sudden felt that why she is engaged in such kind of thing, and she started doing public. All of a sudden, got self-realized. Saubari and Maharaja Yayati also got similar kind of thing. Okay, text 35. यस्य लक्षणं प्रोक्तं पुंसो वर्णाभिव्यञ्जकं यदन्यत्रापि दृश्येत तत्तेनैव विनिर्दिशेत् यस्य of whom yet which lakshanam symptom proktam described pumsa of a person varna avivyanjakam indicating the classification Brahman, Kshatriya, etc. Yet if anyatra elsewhere appear also drishyet is seen that tena by the symptom. Secondly, vinir one should designate. If one shows the symptoms of being a Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra, as described above, even if he has appeared in a different class, he should be accepted according to those symptoms of classification. Okay, so it is clear here. Okay. Herein, it is clearly stated that by Narad Muni that one should not be accepted as Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra according to birth. For although this is going on now, it is not accepted by the Shastra. Now it is like that. Brahmana son is Brahmana just because of birth. So it is not accepted in the Shastra. This sloka is clearly talking. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, 4:13 Chaturvarnyam Maya Srishtam Gunakarma Vibhagsa. So in this way, the 4 divisions of society, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Sudra, are to be ascertained according to qualities and activities. If one was born in Brahman family and has acquired the Brahmanical qualification, he is to be accepted as Brahman. Otherwise, he should be considered a Brahmabandhu. Similarly, if a Shudra acquires the qualities of a Brahman, although he was born in a Shudra family, he is not a Shudra because he has developed the qualities of a Brahman. He should be accepted as a Brahman. Very clear it is. The Krishna consciousness movement ISKCON is meant to develop these Brahmanical qualities. So anybody from any type of birth, and they may take birth in any caste, they can come to ISKCON and try to develop these Brahmanical qualities and upgrade themselves in the same birth. Okay, in the same lifetime, they can become Brahmin or even Vaishnavas also. And this is practically seen in many millions of people's life who have joined ISKCON. So, regardless of the community in which one was born, if one develops the qualities of a Brahman, he should be accepted as a Brahman. Because he have developed the qualities of a Brahman, so he should be accepted as a Brahman because Krishna says Guna Karma. So he developed the gunas and he is engaged in the activities of Brahman. So he is considered as a Brahman. and he then may be offered the order of sannyas. He can even become sannyasi unless one is qualified in terms of the Brahminical symptoms. One cannot take sannyas. In designating a person a Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, birth is not the essential symptoms. So, who is Brahman, who is Kshatriya, who is Vaishya, Shudra, his birth is not the essential symptom. This understanding is very important. Here in Narad Muni distinctly says that one may be accepted according to the caste of his birth if he has the corresponding qualifications, but otherwise he should not. If he has qualification, then only he should be called Brahmin or Kshatriya or whatever. Otherwise, he should not be called. Qualification should be there. So one who has attained the qualification of a Brahmin, regardless of where he was born, should be accepted as a Brahmin. Similarly, if one has developed the qualities of a Shudra or a Chandala, regardless of where he was born, he should be accepted in terms of those symptoms. So he may be taken birth in a Brahmin family, but his activities, his qualities are like a Shudra. Then he must be considered a Shudra, not a Brahmana. Okay. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports of the 7th canto, 11th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam entitled The Perfect Society, Fourth Social Classes. Chapter 11 completes here. We are going to start chapter 12. Okay, chapter 12. Okay, so this chapter 11 ends here, and very nice shloka. Last one directly speaks that birth is not the thing. Okay. Okay.